mobility overhaul 40, is it 46 this morning? I think it's 46. Shall we go with 46? I know. And that's only since when I started counting. I reckon we're close to a good few more than that. Anyway, mobility, mobility number 46 this morning. That is mobility work, and today we're going to be working on the triceps, those big muscles that run up the back of your arms, and the forearms, okay? We spend so much time focusing on the legs and the hips and everything around there, we forget about the importance of these muscles in our arms. Again, going off our overhead work, as in pressing up overhead, if our triceps are tight, it's going to cause us all sorts of bother. We're going to struggle to extend and flex the arm, okay, which is going to mean that when we're struggling to extend the arm, we're going to struggle to get these shoulders stable. And again, for those of you who spend a lot of time sat typing at a desk in a very restricted range of movement, you're going to find the forearm one probably pretty interesting. So this morning, it's going to help if you suffer with wrist pain, carpal tunnel syndrome maybe, and the likes of tennis elbow, things like that. This could help it, okay? And I always say it could because, you know, it might be a bit more complicated than that, and we're keeping things simple here. So straight into it this morning, I want you to make sure you've got enough space to lie down flat in your front, and just because we're lying down doesn't mean to say that you fall asleep or you let your mind drift off. Straight into it, the triceps, okay? Lying on our front. Now this is where the beauty of it is, you can use anything that's solid. If you've got something like a wine bottle lying about, you could use that, okay? So if you find yourself wanting to show off a new party trick, there's an idea for you. Right, okay, then no, Johnny will not be impressed by it, so don't be sending me a video. Right, another reason why I don't accept people's Facebook requests. Right, anyway, I want you to get the foam roller, position it right above the elbow joint, okay? Right on the meat of your tricep. As you can see here, it is good to go. Okay, so I'm feeling that straight away. Now it's a case of you, as always, I'm not going to treat it like your first mobility class. You know the techniques we need to do here. So it's as always, you're just trying to get started on the meat of the muscle, and we're going to be working from where we are now, all the way up to just underneath the shoulder. So all I want you to do to start with is fully extend the arm, making sure you've got that elbow locked out. You with me here? If you push it too far, you'll contract the triceps. So if you really try to push your arm back, you'll feel your triceps contract. Remember that, because one of the techniques is contract and relax. You're damn right it is, okay? So that's how we contract the tricep, push it down. Anyway, I want that tricep relaxed. I want this forearm completely straight, and fingertips as well. Get those fingertips pointing nice and straight. And then all I want you to do is just begin by going side to side on your roller, and it depends on the shape of your roller. Mine's just got little grooves and valleys, okay? So I'm just trying to get the peak of the pointy bits in at the meat of the muscle, okay? Think back to any other one we've done. Think back to the calves, for example. We start at the heel and work our way up. Side to side, as soon as you find a sore spot, okay, and most people, because, you know, I guarantee, I'm pretty confident no one's probably ever done this with their triceps before, because we never think about them. You won't have to go too far before you feel pain. So I feel pain, and what I'm going to do is just have a quick wiggle around to make sure, right, okay, ow, there's the dead center of the pain and discomfort. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to push down, okay? I'm going to push down with all my might while trying my best to stay relaxed, okay? And that includes your face, okay? So if you're feeling a lot of pain and discomfort, focus on trying to relax your face. Now we're going to be working through this pretty quick, so don't fart about. Don't, you know, start shuffling about on the floor and going off and on your foam roller. If you've got a sore spot, you're on it now, okay? So the first bit's the pressure. So then the second bit is we're contract and relax. So while holding this sore spot that I'm on right now, while trying my best to keep a straight face, rest assured I am trying my best, I'm going to contract the muscle. So I'm going to tense up the triceps, which is horrible by itself, and then relax. Contract, relax, okay? And hopefully you're feeling that. And it's usually when you go into the relaxed state that you'll really feel it wrap around that foam roller. And again, all we're trying to do is break up that painful spot. Now, what you could do is just very quickly go side to side all the way up your forearm, tricep, without actually spending any quality time on a problem area. Remember, we don't do that. We're spending time on the first problem area we find, and we don't move on until we feel an improvement on it. Now it's time to get the torture started, everybody. So I'm on that painful spot. Now it's time to smash and floss it. So how do we do that? Simple. You ready for it? keep that muscle relaxed, bend the forearm up, 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 and then straighten it while staying and making sure you're staying. Don't wince and ease off it. Make sure you're staying on that sore spot. So that's how we smash and floss it. So by holding that sore spot and flexing and extending the elbow, we're helping lengthening it, okay? Grinding it along that foam roller, lengthening and shortening the muscle tissue while holding that sore spot. Okay, so that's still a wee bit sore, but I'm feeling an improvement. I can definitely push more weight down on it than when I started. So now I'm going to start going further up. And again, you can position the foam roller. You can move your body forwards, or you can just simply make your life a bit easier and roll the foam roller with your other hand, okay? So look at what I'm doing here as well. I'm going side to side and just trying to explore the whole tricep. Because remember, you might not find much pain when it's bent, but you might find a lot of pain when it's straightened out and vice versa. Now, you're going to have to get your body into some weird positions potentially to ride the full length of the muscle. And remember, I'm not going forwards and backwards, I'm going side to side while working my way down the muscle. So again, you can crawl forwards, or you can just simply make your life easy and just use your other hand to roll that foam roller up a wee bit, okay? And find the next painful spot. Making sure, if you look at me now, you're getting right out to the outer side of your tricep as well, which means you're going to have to externally rotate that arm out to get there, which puts you in a bit of an awkward position. Okay, now I've found another horrible spot. So I'm on it, making sure I'm on the dead center and I'm not just being a pansy. Okay, and I'm off to the side of it. Make sure you're on the dead center pain, the bit that's the worst. You know, I'm pushing the weight down. Tell you what a lovely morning. That sun's coming in now. It's getting nice and toasty in here. So I'm on that spot. Yep. Pushing down on it, getting as much weight down on it. And then once I feel I'm kind of getting there with that, start to contract and relax. Do that for a bit while holding that dead spot. Not dead spot. Dead center of the painful spot. And then remember, we combine that with the smash and floss, which is simply flexing and extending the elbow, which is the horrible bit. That's just like you grinding the muscle into powder. Okay, it's not fun this, okay, unless you're into this sort of thing, but it's worthwhile, everybody. Okay, so for me personally, I would say I've not even got halfway up my triceps because there's a lot of work to be done there, especially in and around close to the elbow. So if you're feeling there's a lot of pain in there, geez, oh, that sun's coming right in on me now. Look at the state of me on this. Never get it right. Never did get it right. Just going to look like a white orb on the recording now. Good. Right, so we're going to change arms, everybody. We're going to change arms. So let that be a lesson to you in the terms of, I only got halfway, maybe just below halfway. Still got a lot of way to go, and there's a lot of pain and tacked down tissue in there. So don't just use this as the only time you do your triceps. Get into it another time. Get into it after this class. Make it your new focus. Like I say, when you pick something up doing these mobility, that's why I'm working around the full body. Let's just get stuck into the other arm while we're at it, everyone. So, next arm, start just above the bone of the elbow. Just above the bone of the elbow. Get the arm nice and straight. Point the fingertips and then relax. Straight away, I can feel exactly where I need to go because it's horrible. Just make sure I have a wee wiggle about, making sure I'm on that dead center, and then it's just a case of get the weight on it. Okay, so as I was saying, with these mobility overhauls, you'll notice I'm not really coming back to the same area twice yet. Some areas require us doing the same movements, the same drills, but what I'm trying to do is cycle through the full body so that it's allowing everybody a chance to get to know their own body, get to know their own problem areas, because some people might be doing today thinking, oh, I'm always doing this in my triceps, they're absolutely fine. Aye, right. So you start to know your problem areas, okay? You'll remember the ones that really were the most painful for you, and you start to form your own little routine. So when you decide, oh, you know what, I've got a spare half an hour, I've had a hard week, I don't want to train today, let's do something to make me feel like I've done something productive for myself. I know, I'm going to do mobility. You know your own problem areas, the areas you really need to work on. So start making either a mental note or write down the areas that you know you need more work. Now, I'm just leaving you to it now, what we're doing. You should know what we're doing. Find a painful spot, it's not rocket science. Use the techniques we always work on. There's no right or wrong. The wrong thing to do is go off of the painful area. Okay, so if you can side to side, as you can see I'm rocking my arms side to side, try and break it up a bit more. Bend the elbow, straighten it out, try to stay relaxed. So if you do get a lot of elbow pain or suffer from pain in the elbow and wrists and you find today that there's a lot of painful spots, get stuck into them, everybody, because chances are that it's just all jammed up and those surfaces aren't sliding freely across each other. Okay. So we're nearly done on this side, but I'm pretty sure if you're like me and feeling like me this morning on this one, you're far from done, okay? You're far from done. So if we do a lot of presses, as in overhead press, bench press, press ups, dips, anything with your triceps are getting hammered all the time, we don't really put a lot of work back into them, okay? We ask a lot of these muscles in our arms, especially when we get to the wrists. A lot of people will probably be surprised with what's going on down there. We don't really put much time back into them. We spend so much time, you know, stretching and working on my legs and those big muscles around my hips. Forget about the arms. Right, okay, we're done on that, but far from done. Like I say, I probably got about quarter of the way up. I never even got underneath my t-shirt line, okay? I got to about here, a lot of pain and discomfort and tack down tissue in there. For me, everybody's different though, aren't they? Right, okay, that's the triceps done very quickly this morning. I'm pretty sure you could probably spend another half an hour on each arm, but you know how to do that now, so bookmark it and go back to it in your own time. Now I want you to grab a seat, get the lacrosse ball, and we're going to get stuck into the forearms. The forearms, we've got a lot of work to do in there, trust me. So I'm going to have a wee seat. So hopefully you can see me. So please make sure you can. Make sure you can. As if you can move the camera about. Right, okay. Get your lacrosse ball, get your forearm onto your wrist. Arm on fire this morning. Get your forearm and rest it on your leg. So it's resting there, nice and chilled, okay? It ain't contracted, it's nice relaxed muscle. I want you to get the lacrosse ball and right in at the elbow, right where you've got that wee sticky out bit of the bone of the elbow, I want you to get the lacrosse ball and I just want you to jam it in there. Jam it in there and while staying relaxed, as in keep the arm relaxed, have a press around in that area until you find pain. And I'm pretty sure most people don't have to press too far, okay? So the area we're working on, let me just come closer, is in and around here. So we've got the bone of the elbow just off to the side here, but we have to be relaxed. And all I'm going to do is just push down. Once you find a problem area, as in pain, I want you to twist that ball. And what that's going to do is take the slack out of the skin. Okay, so you're going to wrap the skin around the ball, which isn't the nicest thing in the world, but it's going to help restore all that nice sliding surface that I'm always telling you about, we're trying to get to. So jam it in. For most people, in around this area here, you're going to find pain. So there's a close-up of what's going on here. Now this isn't a case of you're rolling around the whole forearm, it's a focused area, everybody. So what I want you to do is find pain, push down into it, and this is where you'll find if you do a lot of gripping, if you lift a lot of heavy things, if you do a lot of typing, but more specifically if you lift weights and you're always gripping big heavy bars, deadlifts, etc., you'll definitely find pain and discomfort in here. So get stuck into it. This is one where we can't really load up the weight onto it. We've got to push down hard. So that's phase one, okay? I'm holding a painful spot. Now if you are pretty supple, this is where you might just be maintaining. It might not be that bad. Get pushing down onto it, making sure you've got it twisted. Again, we're not really working around an area. You're looking for an area in where I showed you that's painful. You're not trying to work around the whole area. Just find the pain. Okay, so I'm pushing on that now. It's pretty uncomfortable. Now what I can start doing is start pumping the wrists to help. So pump the hands, open and shut. While holding that painful spot, rotate the hand. Oh. I nearly barfed up my boiled egg there when I done that. Right, okay, so hopefully again you're feeling that push down. Rotate the hand. Rotate the hand while keeping those muscles relaxed. Lift the hand. So see what, there's no right or wrong here. I'm holding that spot, and as long as I'm holding that spot and staying relaxed, okay, do what you need to do, making sure you're getting stuck into it and you're not wincing, okay? Find the pain in there. If there is pain to be found, you will find it without having to move too far. And we're only going to spend a couple minutes on each bit. So please get stuck into it. So as you can see, I'm not following any set drill. I'm just holding that spot that's painful. Rotating my arm around to help smash and floss it. I'm contracting, I'm relaxing. Contracting, relaxing the muscle while pushing down on it. And again, it's very easy to let your mind, you have to concentrate doing this stuff. It seems pretty simple, but if you let your mind wander, it's quite easy to start thinking about other things going on in your life, and before you know it, you've just been kind of half-arsedly pushing the ball in. You've not been putting any real any real pressure into it, okay? So please concentrate on the job at hand. Although it's pretty mundane at times, you've got to concentrate not to let your mind wander, because if your mind wanders, like I say, a whole minute could have passed and you're thinking about, well, I don't know what you're thinking about. So I'm going to relax there, shake the arm out, pump it around, move it around. Okay, and this is why I'm going to show you different variations. Obviously there's a lot to the wrists and forearms, okay? There's a lot going on there. There's different options I'm going to be giving you this morning. We're going to be working through them all. If you find one that's particularly more painful, spend a bit more time on it. So feel free, if I show you one and you think, nah, I ain't getting it, I'm going to go back to that one, then make the most of the time for you. So I'm going to change arms again. You can see what I'm doing. It's in and around this area here. And if you pump your forearm, open and shut, you'll see it moving. Get stuck into it, okay, making sure it's relaxed. So you should feel that the ball's just sinking into all that muscle. If it's not and it feels hard, it's because you're not relaxed, okay? So you'll usually find right in at the crook of the elbow, right in at the bone where you feel the bone sticking out, round about that area, that's where you're going to find the pain. So I've pushed in, I've found the pain, I've found the dead centre of the pain is in the worst spot, so now I'm going to twist the ball, which is going to wrap the skin around the ball, which again isn't the most comfortable feeling in the world, but get over yourself and push it in a wee bit harder. Okay, and now it's a case of I'm holding that dead spot, dead centre, I keep saying dead spot this morning, that dead centre spot of pain, I'm holding it, I'm pushing in as hard as I can, and the first part is just trying to apply as much pressure as I can, whilst trying to stay relaxed. So I'm pushing in harder and harder. Okay, now I feel I'm pushing in as hard as I can, really. And I can grin and bear this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is start pumping the wrist. Open and shut the fingers. Make a fist, open it up. Do that a few times. Keep pushing on, keep all that pressure on. And now I'm going to rotate my wrist. For me, that's the worst. Okay. But again, that's me. You know, me personally, yep, I do a lot of heavy lifting. I do a lot of grabbing, a lot of work where my forearms are getting abused. So there is pain to be had there. But again, for most people, probably going to find something in there that needs a bit of work. Work through the systems. Pressure, contract, relax, smash and floss, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, so work through it. You know the drill. Get something from it. If you're just sitting half-arsedly pushing a ball in at 50%, you're not getting something from it, okay? You're just filling your day with something to do. Let's get something out of it. Good, and relax there. Right, okay, so hopefully you were feeling that. You might not have, like I say, everybody's different. You're going to have your own problem areas, but I'm pretty sure most people, you know, we do a lot of this, grabbing hold of things, picking heavy things up, sitting typing. Our forearms get so much abuse. Sorry if I'm boring you on live, you know, geez, oh, nearly swallowed up everybody there with that big yawn, damnable. Anyway, not the most exciting thing in the world, folks, I appreciate it, but that's where you need to make sure your head stays concentrating. Right, the next one, you can do it on the floor, but I'm going to show you it on the bench, okay? I'm going to show you on the bench. So, what I want you to do, you can do it on the floor, but it's just easier for me to show you. We're going to do the top of the forearm now, okay? Remember, we don't do the bone. You'll know you're on the bone because you'll feel it. We're doing the meat. I want you to start right up there at that meaty bit that comes up in front of you. Get on it, push down on it, and it's a simple case of starting just below the elbow, and we're working our way along, okay? I'll come up and show you a close-up of the area that we're working on anyway, because I'm seeing some faces getting real close to the screen, wondering what the hell I'm doing, okay? So, oof, the sun's well and truly in this morning. How rare. So, okay, we just worked on that bit. You're happy? I want you to come round and I want you to do the top of your forearm. So this bit of muscle here, you can see it sticking out there. We're going to be working down here, down the length, okay? Think of it as your shin. You know, when we do our shin, we've got that bit of muscle in the front of your shin that you can't really see, but it's there. That's what we're doing. So we're working down the meat. We're going to work from here, which is where you'll probably find a lot of pain, run it all the way down until you get to here, okay? So get on it, get it done. You can do it on the floor, but I'm going to do it on the bench just because it's easier for you to kind of see what I'm doing, but it's also kind of easier for me. So I'm going to get up, and as you can see, I have to put myself in a bit of a weird position. So the weight's on it, straight away. See, to be honest, oh, it ain't nice. So you don't have to do this on a bench, and if you are doing it on a bench, make sure there's no flex. If you've got a big cushioned bench or a big cushioned seat, it's not going to work, is it? It needs to be a hard floor, something that's going to work with a ball. So I'm pushing on it, staying relaxed, side to side. Remember, we're working from top to bottom. So we're working from just below the elbow down to the wrist, but I don't roll up and down. I imagine that those muscles are running the length and I'm simply strumming a guitar almost. As soon as you find pain, and this is where you're going to find pain, everybody. If you've got problems with your wrists and you're finding a hell of a lot of pain in here, chances are you've just found the solution at the same time. Okay, so get stuck into it. I'm holding a pressure spot. Okay, there's no right or wrong. There's no specific area you're trying to target here. You're just strolling around with this ball looking for pockets of pain, and as soon as you find one, waft, you know, get on it, push down on it. I've not even started the usual stuff yet. Just putting pressure on this is awful. So now I'm going to start opening and closing my fist, which is just brutal. Okay, it's brutal for me. I'm telling you now, this is horrendous. Try my best to keep a straight face. So open and pump the fist. Rotate. Again, a pretty nasty one. Rotate the wrist around. Lift. So you can see what I'm doing with my wrist, okay, my hand. While holding that pressure spot and pushing down, that's a mistake people make. Okay, see when we start doing the flossing actions, as in rotating the wrist, lifting the wrist, etc. People ease off the pressure because it becomes painful. We don't. You need to keep the pressure on there while you're doing this. That's the whole purpose of it. Okay, stick into it, get it done. And for those of you who remember doing the shins, remember there's all that pain usually right in under the bone. So get right in under there. Get right under there. We shouldn't be rolling the bone because you won't feel anything other than just weird uncomfortableness. But get right under the bone. Okay, and right along there, I'm pretty sure for most people, it's going to open up your eyes to a whole world of stuff you didn't even realise. Okay, we just completely disregard the forearms. Triceps, yeah, we kind of know they're there. But with forearms, they get abused daily. Lifting, shifting, gripping, punching, typing. You know, it's the muscles in the forearms that are responsible for all that. Oh my word. Right, okay, 10 seconds, but what I want you to do now is stay on that area, and now I just quickly want you to go side to side and work the full length, okay? Just so you can see exactly where the problem is, where all your problem areas are. So starting side to side, as if you're strumming a guitar, working down, and you'll find that most of the problem area is in that main meaty part. If you go right underneath the bone, okay, you're going to feel pain and discomfort there. Let's change arms, okay? Hopefully you're feeling that, and hopefully now you're starting to realise the work you've got ahead of you. especially if you do get problems with your elbows and shoulders even, elbows and wrists. Okay, this is probably the reason why we don't spend enough time looking after them. Now remember, it's not a case of, oh, you know, change arms, let's go, hurry up. It's not a case of, oh, you know, I don't get pain in my elbows. I don't get pain in my wrist. Prevention, better than cure, kind of why we're doing all this. So I'm up on it, side to side, and I pretty much, as soon as I put my arm in that ball, I'm on a spot. Okay, pretty nasty, yeah. So I'm on it. Now the reason I'm using the bench is it just lets me personally get into a better position. You'll still be able to do this on the floor, no bother. But again, I can get put my hand on top and push down on it even more, as if I needed to, as if it wasn't uncomfortable enough. Let's just make it a hell of a lot worse. So I'm pushing down on it, pretty damn nasty. It was freezing in here. Don't be fooled by the sun. Very much like a winter's morning, however. A bit of pain and the sweat's starting to form. So if ever you find yourself in a situation where, I don't know, you're almost going down with hypothermia, get your lacrosse ball out, start rolling on it. Before you know it, boom, you'll be boiling. So I'm pushing down on it, hellish, yep. Remember the actions we're after. It's not just pushing down on it, I start to move. Oh my lord, this is awful. This is awful. I'm going to have to turn away from the camera here. No one deserves to see this face, right? Okay, so that is just nastiness. Keep holding that pressure spot while you rotate the wrist, rotate the hand. Okay, remember the elbow here is fixed in position. The smashing and flossing comes from the action of the wrist rotating. The fingers pumping into a fist and straightening out. And also, lift the wrist, drop the wrist, okay? So extend and flex the wrist. Oh my word, whose idea was this? But it does, it opens up your eyes. I'll be honest, it's certainly not an area I spend much time on. But I have had problems with my elbows before. And see the stretch we've done, not the stretch, the one where we're jamming that ball in at the crook of the elbow. I had a lot of pain in there, and again, you know, it's the usual stuff. I get pain, start to get a problem, so you start to look into it, by which point you realise that it could have been prevented had I been doing more of this, okay? So please, don't just mug it off. You think, oh, there's a lot of pain here, there's a lot of discomfort, but I don't have a sore wrist, I don't have a sore elbow. It'll come, trust me. If you let all this build up, you're going to get it eventually. Okay, keep it on there. Right, we're doing well for time. Right, again, last 10 seconds. I want you to go back to the start of this one. Up at the elbow, side to side it, all the way down. Find all your problem areas, because I want you to realise how much work you've potentially got ahead of you. Because for most of us, if it's new to us, we've probably only got a wee bit down. We've still got a hell of a lot of distance to travel. Usually right in at the bone, tuck it right in, and that's where the ball's much better than the foam roller. This one is exactly the same as we've just done, okay? We've done it on the top, now we're going underneath. So the very first one we've done, we were just pushing it in and twisting it and holding it on that spot. That surface area here down the front of the forearm, that's what we're now going to do. But we're not going to spend too long on it because I want to get stuck into another one as well. So it's giving you a chance. I'm showing you all the variations for the forearm. Some might be worse than others. You might be doing some and thinking, well, this one's all right, but then the next one's hellish. So I'm giving you a few different options and variations of how to attack the forearms and the different muscle groups. So now we're going to attack it from underneath. So it's simple. Again, I'm on my bench, mainly because it's easier for you to see. It can be done on the floor, but it now means you're going to have to get in a right kind of weird position. So that's why it's easier on a bench or a hard surface, coffee table, for example. So now, exactly the same, everybody, just underneath the elbow. So, yep, there we go. It's underneath, you can see what it is. I'm relaxing, I'm pushing down on it, and I'm going side to side. Okay, make sure you stay relaxed. And this is probably one side that you'll need to put a lot of weight down on, okay? So side to side, working it down until you find that painful spot. And once you find that painful spot, whatever it may be, you know the process that we go through, okay? So that's it. Again, I'll move to the side just so people can see a different perspective of what I'm doing. It's not rocket science, okay? I'm just underneath it. So the bit that we've just done is now facing the ceiling, okay? So that surface area we've just worked is now facing the ceiling. Now all I'm doing is side to side until I find some pain. And this is where, you know, your pain might be down here, my pain might be up here, who knows? We're just going to spend a quick minute on this one. But like I said at the start of this is one where you're probably going to have to put a lot of weight down on. So get that other arm, get it on and push it down. Okay, don't be shy about it, don't wince about. Side to side until, oh, aye, there we go. Because for a lot of it, it's in there. It's just we're not getting it because we're not putting enough weight on it. Okay, it's different when all that muscle's sitting on the surface and there's a bone right underneath it. This muscle here, again, well, depends. A bit more substantial, a bit deeper, if that makes sense. So we might have to get into it a bit harder to get right into it. So find, oh, I found it. Find that spot that's the worst for you. Get on it, push the weight down on it, much weight as you can bear. Contract, relax, okay? Pump the hands, rotate the wrist, lift, okay? Flex and extend that hand. It's a nasty wee one this morning, a nasty wee one indeed for mobility. Work on that area if you can find one. If you're not finding any, it's not that that's wrong, okay, that's very good. But if you're not finding any, ask yourself, am I pushing down as much as I can on this? Okay. If you're just doing this, thinking you're getting something out of this, you're wrong. Get on that spot, find the pain, look for the pain, go explore, okay? So, mobility. Working through these Tuesday mobility classes through with different areas, with different problem areas, with different muscle groups. It's giving you a kind of map of your body. It's letting you find the areas that need work. And the easiest way, if you don't have any problems, then lucky you, okay, lucky you, but remember, they'll probably come. If you're doing things wrong, bad movements, your body gets away with a lot for a long time. So many cycles of that incorrect movement pattern, or so many cycles of working through a problem area, a restricted range of movement, for example. Eventually you're going to know about it. Change arms. Eventually you're going to start knowing about it with aches, pains and niggles. By the time the ache, pains and niggles start to form, you're kind of at a point where it could have been prevented, okay? That's why I would say to you, if you do feel aches, pains and niggles, get straight onto this stuff, get straight stuck into it. Okay, a lot of people forget that what we're doing here can be applied to any part of your body, any muscular part of your body. And they don't even think for a second. Oh, I pulled this out at boot camp today. Did you foam roll? Oh, no, I didn't think about that. Come on, you know, we should be all over it by now, right? And that's why if you get a spare 5 minutes, okay? You don't have to be doing a 45-minute mobility class. This is us just, again, spending quality time, learning. If you know you've got a problem area or a ache, pain, niggle, 2 minutes on each side is all we need to get a bit of work done on it, to get a bit of progress. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what puts a lot of people off. They think, well, I don't have time. Think about these wrist mobilizations we've been doing this morning, everybody. If you're desk bound all day, take that ball to your work, have it sitting at your desk, or buy another one, okay? They don't exactly break the bank, and keep it at your desk. You know, we can do this while we're sitting working. You could be doing this sat on a chair, while you're having a wee think, while you're pondering on what your next move's going to be at Minesweeper, okay? Oh, aye. Right, okay. You could be sitting with this on your desk working on a problem area while you're using the mouse on the other hand, for example, okay? We can be proactive with this. Right, we're done on that side. Okay, everybody, finally. I'm going to show you one that's a bonus, but we're really not going to get stuck into it this morning because I want to work on a bit of flexibility on these areas. This is a bonus one, and again, look at me. I'm sitting here watching telly, or I'm sitting working. I could have this jammed in a ball on a desk, working on a problem area. Both, everything we've done this morning. Oh, right, have a wee think about that, and while I'm doing it, get stuck into that, okay? Be proactive with it. You can undo the damage that you're doing to your body on a daily basis, but remember, it's an ongoing process. Prevention's better than cure. Final one I'm going to get to is our smartphone thumbs, okay? All these people with repetitive strain injury. Your thumb, okay? It's nowadays doing a lot of this, okay? You've got to swipe the screen, jam all the buttons to write your messages to all your friends and send all your friend requests to people on Facebook that don't reply to them for good reason. Okay, so these thumbs, we're going to start getting, like I say, you've got so many cycles of bad movement patterns before eventually you're going to start to feel pain. So you've got the thumb, and we've got this meaty part of the thumb in and around here into where it joins into the wrist. Get the ball, jam it in there, and just push into that area in and around the thumb, the meaty part of your thumb, and I guarantee you'll find pain in there. I'm going to come up close and show you exactly what I'm meaning here. So I've got my thumb, okay, imagine a thumbs up. You can see the full length of the thumb, that meaty part here. You jam the ball in any of this area, put a bit of weight down on it, you're probably going to find some tacked down tissue. We forget about the fine things of our life, okay? We focus on these big muscle groups. We forget that there's muscles in our hands. There's loads of muscles in our hands we need to work on. So push into that, and again, you can move the thumb around. I can straighten it and bend it, but when we're doing it, remember, push it in and twist it to take up the slack on the skin. So this is something I can do while I'm sitting watching TV at night, okay? Get stuck in, push in, have a press around, a wiggle around, and you're going to find pain in there, I guarantee it. Okay, there's going to be pain. Take it right down into your wrist, okay? In and around the wrist area, you're going to find problem areas. Push into it hard. Look after these thumbs. Take your thumbs away, you'll realise how badly you need them, okay? So look after them. There is going to be a lot of tacked down tissue. I'm showing you that now because that's something that you've literally got no excuse. You can sit there doing some good to yourself while catching up on, you know, whatever you watch at night. I don't keep up with TV these days. Right, finally everybody, let's get some stretching done to finish the day off, and we're going to get stuck in to our good old-fashioned favourite, the wrist stretch, okay, the forearm stretch. So I'm on my knees, I'm going to get my fingertips and I'm going to point them backwards. Not a difficult stretch to do by any means, but a pretty nasty one. I'm keeping my palms flat on the ground, and all I'm going to do is make sure my elbows are pretty much locked out and just slowly relax and come back until I feel a good stretch up the front of my forearms here. Okay, now you have to go for this one. It's not enough just to take it to the point where it's uncomfortable. Take it beyond that, but be sensible. The worst part of this stretch is coming out of it once we let that blood back in. Just like any other stretch that we do, make sure you take it to a point that's uncomfortable and keep working through that. Try to take it a wee bit further. Keep the palms flat on the ground. Not a nice stretch. Again, you're sitting there, you might be typing all day, resting your wrists on the edge of your desk, working through a very limited, short range of movement. Okay, it's no wonder that we seize up and we start to get problems with the forearms and elbows and wrists. So keep that there, keep that mobility going. Mobility combined with flexibility, boom, okay, fantastic. So hopefully you got something out of this morning. We're not done yet, we're absolutely not done yet. Take it as far as you can, just summarising. Okay, so hopefully it's opened your eyes up to the fact that relax there. Now when you come out of this, this is when the real pain starts. Okay, try to pump the fists, let the blood flow, rotate round, okay, and just shake it all out and let the blood restore. Good work. Right, okay, this is where we're going to finish off with the final, and it's going to be a classic tricep stretch. Now I'm just going to do it here to show you. It can be done up against a wall, it can be done standing up. I'm going to show you here while we're close to the camera. Arm up, behind your back, and get the, so I'm reaching down, probably better to show you from the back. Get the other arm up onto the elbow and pull it down. Sitting up nice and tall, nice and proud. You can add a little bit of a lean, but don't lean to the point in which you start to feel here stretch out more than anything, okay? Now you're going to watch me now. I'm going to go and stand up over here, and I'm going to use the wall as an anchor, because that takes away the need for me to use this hand, and it means I can get a bit of body weight in. This is the last stretch we're doing. I'm showing you this to finish, okay? Now we usually do this as part of the upper body flexibility kind of stuff. So by leaning into the wall, I no longer need to use this arm, which means I can get more weight into the stretch, getting a better stretch, but it allows me to relax better. So this morning, we've worked on your triceps. A lot of work to be done on the triceps, I'm sure you'll all agree, because probably most of us only got about quarter of the way. Most of us found pain straight above the elbow, and I speak for probably most people. So a lot of work to do. Don't forget this, okay? Because it's going to be a while before we rotate back round to this. So if you found a lot of pain in there, get stuck into it in your own time. Right, you know what? I've got a quarter of the way up now, I'm going to do another quarter. 2 minutes each side, boom. Simple. And the beauty of it is, a lot of this mobility stuff can be done at work. Okay, maybe not, you know, foam rolling out your legs, lying on the office floor, change arms. But a lot of the work in and around with this lacrosse ball, you can do it being sat down. So I'm changing arms. And if you're using that wall, so I'll just walk back towards you. Please hold that stretch, just so we can summarise. So a lot of work to be done for most of us. And I'm pretty sure for most, it's the first time you've ever done anything like that on your triceps, especially the wrists as well. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us would have found a lot of pain and discomfort in there. Wrists, really, it's about being conscious of these things, everybody. Now you know how to do it, make it part of your day. Have that lacrosse ball sitting at your office desk, and I just say office, I know not all of us are office based, okay? But night time, you're sat about, have it sitting by. You can work on the forearms while you're sitting doing hee-haw. And relax, okay? Like I say every time, maybe I am sad, but you know, I'm in the routine now, just like my water bottle. I never go anywhere without my water bottle. That's drilled into me. It's always with me. I take it everywhere I go. If I'm going into town, I take it with me. It's just part of me, okay? You know, just like most people's phones are. How many people don't even think twice about putting their phone in their pocket? Do the same with your water bottle. Do the same with your lacrosse ball. Maybe not going into town, but who knows, you might be going to the hairdressers for a new perm. So you could be sat there on the waiting bench just getting stuck into your forearms. What are you doing? I'm making myself better. Okay, no one will question that. And if they do, they're an idiot. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. And again, we're working around the full body just to give everybody a chance to kind of, I don't know, it's like having a guided tour of the world. Okay, you might find a little spot that you like and a spot you didn't like. But in this instance, it's the spots you don't like that you want to be going back to more and more and more, okay, until you do like them, because we need to get through that pain and discomfort to make ourselves better. Hopefully you're learning something about it. Hopefully you're starting to feel the benefit as well. If you're not and you feel that, oh, this is just a waste of time, but I've got nothing better to do at 9:30 in the morning, that's the wrong attitude. Do it properly, you'll get something out of it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at mobility number, whatever we're at now. We're nearly at 50, oofed. Right, thank you very much.